For more analysis, we have from London, Marcus Papadopoulos, the expert in the Middle Eastern affairs, and we would like to welcome you on Qahera News. Dr. Marcus, what is the significance of Witkoff's statements that Iran is a week away from a nuclear bomb? Does it justify any escalation by the US?
Well, according to the Israelis and according to various Western governments, Iran has been, quote, a week away or a month away from developing a nuclear bomb for over 40 years now. There is no tangible evidence to corroborate the claim that Iran is 1 week away from developing a nuclear bomb. This is part and parcel of the Israeli and Western propaganda, which has been aimed at Iran ever since the Iranian Revolution of 1979. What is clear, however, is that since I last spoke with Qahera, the Americans have significantly increased their naval and air presence in the Persian Gulf or in the Arab Gulf. It is no longer a case that the Americans are redeploying their forces in the region, but there is no evidence to suggest that the Americans are bringing in troops to the region, which indicates that if America is to launch a military strike against Iran, which would be illegal, this military strike would be of a air nature. There would be no ground invasion. But both sides are continuing to speak. Trump only recently said that he would be prepared to allow a certain amount of uranium enrichment by Iran. And at the same time, the Iranians have said that they can secure a peace deal and a diplomatic agreement with the Americans. In all of that, however, the question is this: why is Trump using the American military to achieve a geostrategic objective? Well, all American presidents use the American military to intimidate, to bully other countries around the world. But when it comes to Trump, he is so beholden to the Israelis that he is going even further than, say, Clinton or Bush or Biden or Obama. In no way does Iran pose a threat to America or to the American people. So Trump is using the American military on behalf of Israel, and that is treason.
Dr. Marcus, through statements, do you think that the United States is already tilting towards diplomacy, or they are already intending to strike?
I believe the Americans are, as we talk now, are talking with the Iranians. Both sides have said so, but simultaneously, the Americans are attempting to intimidate the Iranians, are attempting to force the Iranians into an agreement, which is absolutely illegal. America has no right to intimidate any other country in the world. If there is a problem, take it to the United Nations. But of course, America, along with Britain, is the leading criminal in the world, is the leading murderer in the world. So that is why Trump is, on the one hand, talking with the Iranians, and on the other hand, using the American military to intimidate the Iranians. But again, Trump is serving the interests of a foreign country, and that foreign country is Israel.
Dr. Marcus, to negotiate on what? On zero enrichment? This is going to be good to Trump, but Iran is not going to accept. So what is to be expected from those negotiations?
Well, as I said, Trump only recently said that he would be prepared to allow, quote, a token uranium enrichment by the Iranians. So he has somewhat altered his position, because he started off by saying he will not tolerate any uranium enrichment by Iran. Now he's saying he's prepared to accept a token amount of uranium enrichment, which tells me that Trump personally does not want a military conflict with Iran, but he is beholden to the Israelis, and that is his fault. That is his choice. He has no defense. As I said, he is guilty of serving a foreign country, and that is Israel. As regards the Iranians, I believe the Iranians see an opportunity to achieve an agreement. The Iranians, of course, do not want a military conflict with America, but if the Americans take military action, then of course Iran will fight. I still do not believe that America will carry out a land invasion or anything like that against Iran, because the losses the American army would incur in such a campaign would be enormous. And quite frankly, I believe the Iranian soldier in hand-to-hand combat with his American counterpart is superior, especially because the Iranian would be fighting on Iranian soil. But if the Americans conduct a military offensive using their air force thousands of feet in the air, again, Iran will fight, but it won't be an equal fight.
Thank you so much from London, Mr. Marcos Papadopoulos, the expert in Middle Eastern affairs. Thank you so much for being with us.